Eighth graders, this is the sixth video that I've put together for you guys. This one is on Newton's third law, focus day. It's been a long time since we did a focus day. So this will be new for me and new for you, as far as I've done labs a lot of different ways over my time as a teacher, but I have never done a lab where I'm on this side and you're on that side. So here we go. If you did the forces and interaction document from last week, that is very helpful in coming into what we're going to do this week. As you notice there, those that choose to participate at 10:30 on Tuesday, May 12th, over Google Meet, which will be right after your homeroom meetings, I will send out an invite, and anybody that would like to do the lab together, we will sure go through that together, and then you can ask any questions. It's kind of nice. It's on Tuesday. Then you'll have your science done for the week, and you don't really have to worry about it after that. Otherwise, you can choose to do it on your own. And some directions here. Make a copy of this document and share it with me like you always do. Then go into your Google Classroom, and there will be a document that's in there that's called Newton's Third Law Focus Day. And then you will click on the link at the bottom. Click down here, and when you click here, it'll take you right to where you need to be, and it gives you the steps. I called our lab, our focus day, if you will, Newton's third law, because that's what we're talking about. It in this online platform, it doesn't call it that. It calls it core, whichever core you're in. So core 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, science collision advanced. So you're not going to see the words Newton's third law focus day. You're going to see science collision advanced. And then you simply go through the intro part as you click in there. And you just simply read what it has to say. And then you scroll down and make sure you check the box. Yes, I've read the instructions. And then you can finish and submit that. Then go to the next thing. There's about 8 just pre-questions, and they just want to see what you know prior to it. It's okay if you get them right or wrong. Either's fine. Either's fine. It's kind of just pre-assessing what you know. And then make sure you pay close attention in 3, 4, 5 to what it's asking. It says, determine how the initial velocity of the green ball affects the total final momentum to the right. So when I click on that, the reason why it's important is I've made it so that this handy dandy little T-Rex can help you out if you have questions. But if you look here, determine how the initial velocity of the green ball affects the total final momentum to the right. So when I'm going to make my hypothesis, I want to make sure that I choose something about the initial velocity. So I want to see, and you can choose different. I want to see if I increase the initial velocity of the green ball, as it's talking about here, and then the total final momentum to the right, as it talks about there. I think that if you have the two balls here, if I'm going to increase the initial velocity going that way of the green ball, I think when they hit together that the total final momentum will decrease the more that I have, or the increase, either one there. You go ahead and put that into place, whichever you think, and then you turn that on there. The rest is self-explanatory. You should probably do 3 trials, and you're only going to look at the variable that you have. So in this case, you're only going to change the speed or the velocity, if you will, of the green ball. And then you start it, and then it asks you if you want to add it to your data. You'll do 3 times, all 3 speeds, and then you'll go down on the bottom, and then you'll kind of make your data sheet from there. Make sure you click the boxes to make your data sheet, and then you just have to answer some quick questions. Your answers shouldn't be much more than maybe a sentence long. That's about all the longer they need to be, just kind of what you found out, and you can refer back to your table when you do that. Then you go back it'll take you back to the beginning. And then you'll do the next one, determine how the mass of the red ball affects the final velocity of the red ball. So same type of thing, you're going to set up a hypothesis. You're going to test that hypothesis and you're going to see if that worked, collecting the data. And then you're going to determine how the initial velocity of the green ball affects the final velocity of the green ball. Okay? And then you have a little post questions there that'll be very similar to the pre-questions. Then when you're all done, go ahead and turn it in on there. When you're done with the virtual lab here, then come back to our document here and then just simply answer. I have 5 questions for you. A lot of them are centered around driving. When you talk about Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And a lot of you are beginning to drive with your permits. You can kind of take those tests online now. Some of you are doing well. Some of you are having to study a little bit. Make sure that you're applying those things to what we're talking about here, because there's a direct application to that. Okay. If you have not done the other documents that I've put out, the other science learnings, please do that. And if you need to share those with me, please do so. I appreciate your hard work during this COVID closure time. Again, I would much rather prefer to do a hands-on lab with you guys. You always ask what those holes in the lab table are for. This would have been a perfect opportunity for us to use those and have some pendulums coming at each other and hitting together. We're not able to do that, so this is kind of the best that we got. If you want to create something like that at your house, just don't break anything. That would be fantastic as well. Make sure that your parents are okay with that. With that, again, thank you, and make it a great week.